2nd, 2019. It's about 5 to 8 a.m. in the morning. It looks very cloudy. It looks like it could be raining right now. Very, very cloudy. You can hear the wind against the window. I'm in bed right now. I was just listening to a video. The speaker that was at lecture his name is Robert Dean. He is a veteran. He served in the Vietnam War, and he worked in different government agencies, if I understood right. And in this particular video that I'm listening about, he discusses about the UFO encounters, and that he said by 1964, just 2 years after I was born, there was a study that the government did regarding the ET phenomenon, and that the government, I think one of the agencies was NATO. He mentioned the name NATO. And this study ascertained that there were at least 4 advanced extraterrestrial high civilizations, technological civilizations in existence. And the government knew about them. When I heard that, I said, wait a minute, let me make sure I heard that right. So I put on, so I reversed it, the video, back some, and played that part again. And they said what I heard them say. He said that him being advised of this study, it's a 200-plus page study, and he had to read this. They gave him material to read, and that it changed his life, his paradigm system. And he said it eventually led to him getting divorced from his first wife. It changed him. It upset him that this knowledge. But why I am doing this audio file is that the year when it happened, the year when this study was complete, was in 1964. Now, during this time, in the 1960s, the 1950s, what was going on? These race, civil rights movement, it primarily focused on American blacks, but it included other ethnic minorities to be protected when these amendments in the Constitution was given, the Bill of Rights. But how I interpret this, like I said, wow, 1964, the report was completed by the government, the U.S. government. So you have all this information going on, but yet they're focused on black people being a threat, that you don't want a black person sitting at a at a countertop, at a counter at a restaurant, a what do you call it, a diner, just to get a cup of coffee, some scrambled eggs, grits, sausages. You're that angry about these black people that you've been around for a couple of 100 years, who breastfed your babies, who made you rich picking cotton, tobacco, etc. All these hundreds of years, and we really did you no harm. We made you rich. We made the nation rich. But for some reason, this fear about black people, black American people, specifically really black American people, not the same targeting done with people from East Asia or South Asia. They were barred initially, Asians. But in the 1970s, it was lifted. See that? And some of these people are darker than some American blacks. So what's up? But either way, I started to see a relationship. So you have American blacks being targeted with fire hoses from firemen, German Shepherd dogs tearing at youngsters for peaceably protesting. These are primarily religious Christian people. So we're not Muslim, you know. So what's the fear? We practice the religions as the way that you taught us to practice it. But there's target and hatred towards us. But at this time, the government knows about extraterrestrials, at least four groups of ETs who have civilizations and technologies that may be 1,000 years in advance to our current civilization. But yet you're targeting black people as an enemy to be feared by white America. In policy, in social environments, every aspect of your life. And still to some aspect. Not as extreme, but it's there. And then this is going on with the ETs. So, what I gather, my logic and reason is this. That the Civil Rights Act and all this stuff was a smokescreen while they're finishing up their research on the extraterrestrials. See, they didn't want you to know about it. But they knew they couldn't hide it for long. But it's there. They're there. They're kidnapping people. You hear about it. And you had movies about the ETs kidnapping what they call the Greys. But I've been advised that the little Greys that you often see in these movies, those are the, what do you call it, Ebens? They're the they're made. They're more like robotics. Yes, they have a biology and a computer aspect to them. But they're controlled. They're made by a higher technology. And they're really like robots, clones, that are doing it. So it's not them per se, but who's controlling these little Greys. So this smoke screen is so that you don't see and focus on what's really happening. The human trafficking of all types of people. You have black people being kidnapped. You have whites. You have Hispanics. all over the world. It's a world phenomenon. But yet they have you focus on what race somebody is, and now the Muslim scare that they're trying to bring in America. And yet they might be using certain groups now in particular functions to do certain things to mainstream America. But with that report that was completed in 1964, this is telling me that everything that you see that's going on is really the smoke screen, or to usher in this extraterrestrial thing. They don't want you to know about why, what's going on with these groups. That they are agreements with the government, with these ETs. Now, isn't that, what's the word, treason? If you know that a group is kidnapping you, doing grisly experiments on you, isn't that harm against its American citizen, world citizens? And you're doing business with them and allowing them to do these grisly things? That is treason. That is treason. And this is food for thought about the things you see going on around you, about hatred, when behind these smoke screen, the smoke and mirrors, are the extraterrestrial beings of high civilizations that are being used against you. So, always remember about why you might hate a particular person. Well, they want you to hate a particular person because they want you to focus on them and not the real culprit, this agreement with these extraterrestrials, high civilization societies. Take care, guys.